Joining us now is Brent Thill, Jefferies tech analyst. He's got a buy rating on Microsoft, $550 price target. How much optimism does the street have, Brent, around the hardware side of this AI PC boom and the potential for upgrades?
I think there's excitement, Sarah, but I think it comes in the software. It's not really the hardware. Hardware will make it easier, as Michael Dell said, to be able to hit a Copilot button and tell you your next meeting and things you need to know about traffic or weather or whatever you need to do to help you through the day. But I think the magic's still coming in the software. Microsoft and Amazon are leading that push in the enterprise. Google and Meta are leading that charge in the consumer market. So we are very excited. Microsoft's our top pick. We think the stock's going to $550 on $16 earnings power. And this is just at the beginning of the AI push. We think Microsoft has a huge runway. They've infused AI from security to infrastructure to applications up and down the stack. Now you have a hardware layer that will help reinforce this and make it easier for consumers and enterprises to adopt. So I'm not as excited about the hardware side. I'm a lot more excited about what's going on in the software business.
And I think most investors would agree with you. But as far as portions of revenues for some of these companies like a Dell or Microsoft or an HP, I mean, there's still a lot of exposure to PCs, and the market has been tough post-COVID with the give back. So I do wonder if Dell is right that this could trigger a big upgrade cycle, what that would mean just in additional revenues and how models could change.
Yeah, for Microsoft, it's been about the recurring revenue that's created on the software subscription. So it doesn't really matter on the hardware side. It certainly helps them, but this goes back to they run on any device. They run across platform on Apple devices as well. So as long as the entire hardware industry is seeing a little bit of a tailwind, things are going to be great. Even if you didn't have the hardware upgrade, in my opinion, I still think there's enough hardware out there to run these services today. So no doubt a great tailwind. But again, I'd say the biggest excitement for us is really when you look at all the different layers where they can go after, from the data center to the consumer. You effectively now have mobile workers that are able to use this technology on their devices. So this is going to, again, be a big boost and be helpful. But I don't expect, and I don't think anyone should expect, this massive hardware upgrade on the consumer side, because AI is here. AI is really young. We're in the first generation, and it's going to take time. And as you saw with the McDonald's announcement this morning and then IBM, like all AI is not created equal. And I think we're in the hype cycle of AI. We got to get closer to bringing that hype cycle down and getting the revenue back up. And again, I think Microsoft's in the best position in our coverage to capitalize on this.
Microsoft Corporation has taken a bold and unprecedented step to solidify its standing in the ever-transforming realm of artificial intelligence. This strategic maneuver involves acquiring nearly twice as many AI chips from Nvidia Corp. as any of its competitors, a statement of ambition that cannot be overstated. The news has tech enthusiasts buzzing, as each new detailed revelation shines a light on the scale of Microsoft's gargantuan aspirations. As the coveted Hopper chips become a cornerstone of AI infrastructure globally, it's fascinating to observe the enormous discrepancy in purchases between Microsoft and other tech giants like Meta Platforms Inc. and beyond. As we peel back the layers of this intricate strategy, one cannot help but ponder, what do these bold moves say about the future trajectory of AI? And why is Microsoft making such an aggressive play in this high-stakes game of technological advancement? Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
That's a way to frame it, Brent, because it's hard not to notice their marketing already, touting Copilot, showing people at their computer, plugging in requests to do presentations and so forth. Do we have any survey work yet on how helpful consumers are finding that product?
We don't at this point. I think it's still really early on the consumer side. And I think when you look on the consumer side today, there's so many choices, whether it's ChatGPT. I'm using Perplexity every day. I love the application. I'm not really using a lot of the Microsoft technology yet. We don't actually have the technology deployed yet. And I think when you go back to today, it's easier for consumers, but it's easy to figure out, okay, where's my next family trip, or what's the weather like where I'm going? There's certain things you can ask. But in the enterprise, the data is not ready yet. The security standards aren't ready. So we're still really, really, really early. And again, the channels are very different. The consumer side has so many choices today. Again, multiple applications. It's not only Microsoft or others. It's Perplexity. You go through the list. There's a lot of them. So I think consumers have a choice. That's going to probably shake out. We're going to have a couple leaders emerge on both sides. And I believe Microsoft, with their partnership with OpenAI on the consumer side with ChatGPT is doing very well with Perplexity. And on the enterprise side, we see Amazon and Microsoft being the two big forces today.
In a captivating tale of ambition, competition, and technological evolution, Microsoft has taken the tech world by storm with its most recent, awe-inspiring acquisition of 485,000 NVIDIA AI chips. The colossal number dwarfs the purchase batch of one of its closest competitors, Meta Platforms, by more than half, signaling a decisive shift in how Microsoft sees its future. The decision to secure such a vast array of state-of-the-art chips is not merely a strategic acquisition. It echoes loudly across the industry, hinting at Microsoft's long-term vision and trajectory, especially with regard to its Azure cloud services. For those who depreciate old stock jokes, it turns out that AI chips are the new gold, albeit without chocolate inside. Humor aside, this strategic play highlights Microsoft's unwavering commitment not only to remain a contender in the AI race, but also to potentially lead it head and shoulders above its rivals. In the wake of the groundbreaking success of ChatGPT, the demand for NVIDIA chips, renowned for their advanced GPU capabilities and efficiency in processing complex AI tasks, has skyrocketed exponentially. According to data provided by technology consultancy Omdia, other major tech players, such as ByteDance and Tencent, have each placed substantial orders for around 230,000 chips, including the specialized H20 model tailored for Chinese markets. Yet Microsoft's leap is nothing short of audacious. Fueling Microsoft's massive advancement is its significant $13 billion investment into OpenAI, a strategic collaboration designed to hone AI capabilities across both their internal operations and external applications, providing a broad spectrum of possibilities for innovation and growth. But before going on with the video, are you into cryptocurrency? If so, check out our second channel, Investocracy Crypto. We bring you breaking news, expert analysis, and the latest trends in the fast-moving world of digital assets. Whether you're a seasoned crypto investor or just curious about the future of finance, we've got something for you. Click the link in the description to subscribe to Investocracy Crypto now. Don't miss out and stay ahead of the game. Now, let's get back to the video.
I was reading about today that I didn't even know was happening, and I think it's worth mentioning for sure. Jensen Huang speaking at CES on January the 6th, so not that far from now. You really want to get all bared up ahead of, the leather jacket on the stage? Really?
Well, look, I think Jensen Huang's, his speeches have had basically decreasing impact on the shares. They may pop it for a moment after the speech, but you can guess what he's going to say. He's going to talk about its strength has never been more apparent than it is now.
The last time he's done, I don't know about this, Weiss. The last couple of times he's done this, he made the rounds in New York, not that time ago. Stock took off. He spoke at the Goldman Communicopia conference that I was at, and he talked about demand being, I forgot the word that he used, but basically was suggesting it's unbelievable. And the stock was up after that event quite substantially, too. He has had a unique ability to move the stock.
So if you talk from a trading move, you can play it. The shares aren't going to trade down after he speaks unless it moves up markedly into January 6th, an expectation of his speech. My point is that if you own the stock, that it's going to have a negligible impact on it because, as you see, the stock's traded down since those events. So that's not a reason to buy it. Look, I grapple with this because given what they charge for their chips, and given the pocketbook that Meta, Microsoft, Google, et cetera, all have, and how they're all targeting the manufacturing of their own chips, by the way, using the same fabs that Jensen Huang uses, which is largely Taiwan Semi, There's a big incentive there. It's not like they have to build their own fabs to produce these chips. All they have to do is find capacity elsewhere, and they build a competitive chip.
The critical significance of NVIDIA's role in this unfolding scenario cannot be underestimated. As Jim Cramer from CNBC eloquently points out, NVIDIA holds unparalleled superiority in the AI semiconductor domain, a statement backed by impressive financials. NVIDIA reported a remarkable $35.1 billion in revenue for the third quarter, with a staggering $30.8 billion attributed solely to its data center operations. Nevertheless, while NVIDIA's chips often lay the groundwork for AI advancement, challenges such as overheating have recently emerged, posing obstacles to their seamless implementation in firms like Meta and Microsoft. Yet, ever resilient, Microsoft remains steadfast and persistent, recognizing that these chips represent vital components in the grand tapestry of AI innovation. With a keen strategic eye on the future, they continue not only to integrate NVIDIA's cutting-edge technology, but also to innovate through the development of in-house AI solutions. This dual-focused approach not only fortifies their already formidable market position, but also prepares them for what could be a seismic shift in AI capabilities and applications worldwide. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
They are doing that.
No. According to a technology consultancy firm called OMDIA, Microsoft acquires twice as many NVIDIA AI chips as the tech rivals. That is according to today's Financial Times. Microsoft bought 485,000 of NVIDIA's Hopper chips this year. That put Microsoft far ahead of NVIDIA's next biggest U.S. customer, which is Meta, which bought about half that amount.
Right. I'm not saying they're not buying now. I'm not saying their chips right now are competitive with NVIDIA. I'm saying they're hugely incented to build chips, design chips that are competitive, and that, in fact, is what they're doing. So when will that start hitting NVIDIA's demand?
Not anytime
That's the
soon.
question.
Not anytime
I think within the next year, it's extremely possible, particularly when you've got Taiwan Semi opening up a new facility in Japan that's going to provide them capacity. That is a real issue.
Okay.
So, and by the way, semis, NVIDIA too, with their gaming chips that nobody could touch, that became sort of like an albatross on them because they're slowing area growth. So semis don't have this type of advancement staying in front of others forever.
All right.
As the dust from this remarkable acquisition begins to settle, it becomes abundantly clear that Microsoft's towering investment in NVIDIA's AI chips is far from a speculative endeavor. Instead, it represents a calculated risk poised to yield significant dividends within the ever-expanding AI landscape. By pouring resources into NVIDIA's acclaimed semiconductors, Microsoft is not merely playing catch-up. It is sculpting a compelling narrative of leadership, vision, and unrelenting innovation. Unsurprisingly, the stocks of both Microsoft and NVIDIA continue to gather favorable momentum as investors keenly monitor their ever-upward trajectory and unfolding potential. This extraordinary saga of acquisition is much more than just a headline. It's a far-reaching harbinger of where technological advancements are inevitably heading. Investors and observers alike are now faced with a captivating and compelling proposition: to join Microsoft on this thrilling yet uncharted journey through the evolutionary frontier of AI. What do you think? Will Microsoft's bold strategy propel them to the forefront of AI development, or will competitors swiftly catch up? Share your thoughts and insights as this thrilling narrative of ambition and technological evolution continues to unfurl and captivate us all. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like NVIDIA have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.